Do you ever find yourself having anxious thoughts that keep repeating themselves in your mind throughout the day? That happens to many of us, and it can be so exhausting. I want to give you a tool to help you when you run into these circumstances. And that tool is called thought stopping and thought replacement. You see, your brain is like a train that's running along a track, right? And it's going to do that naturally. And then you have your mind, which is like a conductor that drives that train and decides where it's going to go and where it's not going to go. Thought stopping allows you to use your mind to control your brain. Now, it's important that we do stop our thoughts, because the more that we think a thought, the easier it becomes for us to keep thinking that thought. Our brain creates neural pathways that pair things. And so that thought is literally a physical structure that begins to form in your brain. And so we want to make sure that we choose good, healthy thoughts. And so when we recognize that we continue to have unhealthy or unproductive thoughts, we need to first decide to stop it, to use our mind, that conductor, to stop our brain. And then we need to replace it with something else that puts it in a better direction. And the verse Isaiah 26:3 comes to mind that says, "You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is fixed on you." Fixed, because he trusts in you. Now, it's very easy for our brain to go all sorts of directions, and our mind has to be fixed, firmly planted on who God is. So as often as you find yourself thinking those anxious thoughts, decide to stop that thought and then to replace it with the truth about who God is and what that means for you, what that means for that thought. What is the truth? What is the new thing that you can begin to pair anxiety with this truth, anxiety with this truth about God? And the more you do that, the easier it will become. And the more you do that, the more peace that you will feel. Now, I want to be sure that you understand that I'm not encouraging you to avoid negative thoughts, because those are important that we do acknowledge them. It's just important what we do with them. And so tomorrow, I'm going to give you another tool to help you deal with anxious thoughts without avoiding.